Hello, I'm back with another Final Fantasy XIV Whitemage Stormblood related video. So last time when I talked about Whitemage I was giving my feelings like I just recently hit level 70, didn't play too much of the endgame content if even, but by now I had the time to actually clear all the extreme primals, had to go through all the new content which was released last week from Omega, and I gotta say, I don't want to say I'm extremely satisfied with the Whitemage. By all means, Whitemage still has its flaws. That's obvious, like Plenary Indulgence is still totally bullshit, but in total, Whitemage is really not in that bad of a situation at the moment. Like we all were like, damn it, the changes, or at least not, well, we did say the changes which will going to happen to Whitemage with the lilies and what it provides, we all were kinda numbed by it and pretty much like, god damn it, Whitemage is gonna get the boot. But seriously, now playing Whitemage in Stormblood on level 70 for quite some time, I have to say I am okay with how it works. And here's why. The first and pretty much biggest thing in here is Whitemage still plays like it played in 3.x. Pretty much have the same stuff you had before, even better because the stuff you had before, like for example a size, is on a shorter cooldown. So instead of 90 seconds you have 60 seconds. Also, the changes they made to your damage scaling increased a size even more. A size is by far the best skill you have as a Whitemage now, because every 60 seconds, or even shorter if you use lilies, you have 300 potency attack, 300 potency AoE heal, and also 10% of your MP restored. This is amazing. I'm in love with the size even more than I was before. Also, Plenary Indulgence, some people say they find it better than Stoneskin. Personally, kinda see it like a mixed bag more than anything, because Stoneskin I could cast whenever I wanted. Divine Benison is on a cooldown, but the very good thing is Divine Benison does not cost MP, and also it is instant cast and off global cooldown. So in total it's probably slightly better than Stoneskin. We still have our massive AoE heals. We have Cure 3, which is unique to Whitemage, which heals a ton. It's almost as good as doing 2 Medicas, or it's basically the base damage of Medica and Medica 2 if you don't count the regen effect, and it heals amazingly good. Outside of that, Thin Air is amazing. Thin Air is great in dungeons to do DPS, but it is also great in encounters like on Susano, on the blade phase, to not be wasting too much MP while you're healing the entire group for a few seconds. Also, I think the cooldown went up, not the cooldown, the duration went up by 2 seconds to 12 seconds. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was 10 seconds before. But in total, Thin Air, amazingly good skill. So Whitemages don't really bring much to the table because they don't have so much utility, if even, right? But our damage is through the roof. Damage on Whitemage is amazing. I'm currently scoring between 1000 and 1200 on a parser on the current X primals, and I think we can still deal even more damage while healing as much as we can. And this is something I don't think the other 2 healers can provide at the moment. Like Scala, for example, it does have its DPS, of course, but I don't think Scala can deal as much as a Whitemage can, and the same with Astrologian. Of course, they can heal pretty decent too, but we are actually the ones pretty safe in both positions, and that's something I love about Whitemage now. But like I said, Whitemage is definitely not perfect. I still hope we get a change to Plenary Indulgence and to the lilies. And I had another idea, maybe Square Enix is gonna change something. I mean, so far I have not read anything, but I already talked about changes which could be done to Plenary Indulgence before. But something which I think is needed for the lilies is giving the use of the lilies actually a button like Dark Arts on Dark Knight. Because on Dark Arts, you can decide when you want to use them. And I mean, lilies can still be like they were when you want to actually grow them. that is okay, using Q or Q2, I don't really mind that. But I would prefer being able to decide when I actually want to use them. Like have a button like Dark Arts, but you can, like, it's instant, like not even a 1 second cooldown. And you can just use it once if you want to use 1 lily and then, for example, use Divine Benison. Or you use 3 lilies and then you use Size or something, and also the lilies then are on a cooldown of 10 seconds or something. This would make things much easier, because then you wouldn't be like, oh damn it, I don't want to use, I don't know, Tetra now because I want to use it for a Size, but I only have 2 lilies or something, I don't know. But this is a really slight change which the developers should be able to put into the game. I'm pretty sure they could do that, and that way lilies could be even more efficient. I don't know, that was just something that hit my head the other day, and that was something I wanted to actually include into this video. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about this one. There's still more Whitemage to come. I want to talk about the stats, for example, pretty soon, at least so far what I have seen to my experience, because I'm really curious about people, how they put their stats currently. And also my tank guide is probably coming soon. Also planning on a Whitemage guide, but yeah, will take some time. Thank you guys for listening, and see you all in the next one.